hello everybody. Looks like you can hear me. My name is Stoeffler. I am working in SAP in the Managed Cloud Delivery department in the service engineering team. And I have been managing a project which is called SAP Cloud Peering. And today we're bringing that service into live and GA, and that's what we do today. And we're also establishing new services, bringing them all through SAP Company, which is quite a challenge from time to time. So I will tell you some details about our interconnection solution that we set up. And I will give you some details where we are today, how it fits into our overall strategy and vision, and what kind of SAP cloud service we can address with that. And then we are going to switch to tomorrow and maybe the day after and have a brief look at what we think might be happening in the next couple of maybe years. So today we created that service, SAP Cloud Peering. It was quite a challenge to find that name because we were quite late to the market with interconnecting. And most of the fancy names have already been taken, so it took us more than 20 or 25 proposals to find a name that was not in use yet. And if you look at a strategy, which is what Bill McDermott, our CEO, is normally telling, we want to be the most innovative cloud company. Okay, I don't know if that is innovative to add a service that many people already have, but we want to help the world run better and improve people's life. Okay, it helps, it improves the lives, it makes things easier, so at least that part of the strategy is fulfilled. And maybe you heard about Google Cloud Platform, Microsoft Azure, and AWS. I think nobody ever would exist in that room who never heard of these clouds. But did you know how their interconnect solutions are called? Who is using these interconnect solutions for direct connectivity into clouds? At least some of them. Who is using Azure Express Route? Okay, that's good, because what we created is the equivalent in some terms, and you can pretty much compare it to Express Route. And the main difference between Google and AWS is, well, they allow you to plug a physical cable into their network. Microsoft doesn't. We don't either. So we work with interconnect ecosystems like DE-CIX, and that's probably the reason why I'm here today. So maybe some more details. That's something, well, not really for the techies, but a little bit more in detail what the cloud peering solution would look like. As you can see, we created an abstraction layer over all SAP cloud solutions that are on a specific location, so that we can address all of them. And I will drop a word in a few minutes about what the difference between these solutions is. And we basically created a pair of links between SAP and a series of interconnection ecosystems. So I'm very happy I don't need to explain what that is, because that has already been done. And one of these interconnect ecosystems is DE-CIX Direct Cloud. So we're almost done in Frankfurt, so it's taking a couple of weeks, I think. And we're also discussing Dubai, I think, and there will be a map later on in the presentation where you can see which of these ecosystems you can get at what place. And the reason why we do all of this is, okay, there is a huge amount of demand for secure and reliable connectivity from customers, like enterprise customers. Yeah, we're not talking now about mobile users who are working in home and streaming video from Netflix or something. We are talking about big companies who really don't like the idea of having internet traffic and DDoS attacks, DDoS attacks caused by IoT devices, etc. So all of them normally request MPLS links. So what happens if a customer comes to our HANA Enterprise Cloud? They will place a pair of MPLS routers. Maybe they will place some more equipment like firewalls, WAN accelerators, IPS systems, etc. And all of this causes our data center to fill up with equipment that we really don't need, because we have these fancy 10 gig links. So from a customer perspective, the main benefit is these links, which might be 100 meg or 1 gig or whatever bandwidth a customer will need. And with these links, he can use an interconnect provider and connect to Google, to AWS, or to SAP. So that's the main benefit for a customer. So that's a win-win situation, right? So maybe some more differences about flexibility. Here we can scale that up and down. Try to get an MPLS with 5 gigabit of bandwidth just for a migration, and then 100 megabit for production use because you don't need the bandwidth anymore. It's not working. You won't get that, or you will pay lots of money. And on these big pipes, we can scale up and down as we want. And we can assign bandwidth to customers, and we do that in pieces of 100 megabit. So that's also a very easy cost model that we set up and decided. What do you think are the costs for a 1 gig link in Microsoft Azure? Well, that depends. Yeah, you can go to the website and you will see you can either pay a low fee and an additional price per gigabyte, or you can get a flat model, which is much more cost intensive. So we decided to go for a flat model and provide it for a price that is close to the non-flat model. So that's a very interesting pricing. And by the way, in AWS, you will pay a price per port speed and per gigabyte. In Google, you will pay a price per gigabyte that is transferred. So that's pretty much unpredictable costs, and our customers have given us the feedback. It doesn't make sense to have unpredictable costs. We need that to be fixed in a way. So this solution, in a first step, is still bound to a location. You know? These links here, which is in most cases, it is even a cross-connect within the same building of an interconnect ecosystem. It can be scaled very easily, but it is bound to that location. There is no remote capability like data transfer from Sydney to Germany over the SAP network. This is not there. And if you need more details and more information on all of this, there is a link to our official website, sap.com/cloudpeering, where you can get also availability metrics. So, regarding the solutions that we addressed, yeah, that's a very nice and fancy marketing page. I didn't create that, but it's still good because it's the main driver. It's not only the #1 fastest growing SAP cloud, it's also the main driver for cloud peering, because HANA Enterprise Cloud has an essential requirement for private link, for private connectivity, and you can basically create MPLS within 10 or 12 weeks, or a VPN within 1 day or 2 days or something. And cloud peering can be also set up within a day or two. So that's the main advantage in terms of time to deploy. And you can compare it to a fully dedicated Amazon VPC. So SAP is managing all of the HANA and S4 and all of the suite that we have inside the private cloud. So we call that private managed cloud. So that's essentially private IP connectivity over cloud peering. Yeah, then we also have a series of software as a service solutions. And after some weeks of the project, these people also came along and said, oh, well, we never expected that, but we have customers who want to connect over a private link, but with public IP to a public cloud. OK, so we made that happen as well. And we are actually having one pilot customer for that today. Then, as I said, we have the HANA Enterprise Cloud, and we have a platform as a service solution, which is called SAP Cloud Platform, which pretty much integrates between other clouds and other solutions, but also has a kind of container solution, microservices, etc. So these solutions all can be addressed by cloud peering. Well, this is the roadmap for this year. So we are still in the build-out with DE-CIX in Frankfurt, and I don't think we are going to get Dubai done this year, but maybe next year, probably next year. And there is more ongoing with more providers. This map, you can also find it online on the website. And I think this is not up to date anymore because we're building out in Toronto today and in Japan. Yeah. So that is the state today, and that is something that we are a little bit proud of because it's not easy to achieve that within a big company like SAP. But still, there are some more things that we can do for tomorrow or the day after. So maybe some kind of vision about interconnection. We still have a customer and we have a series of public clouds. So we expect these public clouds to be connected somehow by service providers like SAP. So maybe some of you heard in Sapphire earlier this year, we announced that our HANA Enterprise Cloud, fully managed SAP stack, is also going to run on AWS, Microsoft, and Google. Or even parts of that. Maybe we are talking of a hybrid scenario, so that's still discussions. But what we can do is we can provide a connectivity for a customer to one or more of these clouds and then fully integrate everything. So that might be something that we need to do tomorrow to make a very good customer experience. There are some challenges, though. Anyone knows what transitive routing is? Maybe the network engineers here. Think of a customer who is going to be connected to AWS and from there wants to get to Google. Is it supported? No. They don't support transitive routing for a good reason. They don't want to get the traffic out of their cloud, of course. So that's a challenge, and the only way to resolve that is by using customized equipment. I don't go into the details now, but that's one of the challenges. Then we also have cloud-agnostic applications. Yeah, earlier today, somebody already explained, well, if we bind ourselves to a public cloud like AWS, then we might never get out again. So there is dependencies of specific services like central file services, etc., which is existing at Amazon, but not in Google. So developers, well, they don't care. And the business, in the end, will need to decide where to run the software, and essentially it's not going to work. Then we have cloud brokerage, which is a very interesting topic, to move workloads from Amazon to Azure to Google to SAP, whatever, completely freely. That's also something, there is a series of tools existing that we also investigated, but it's also a challenge. It's not there, not working today, although VMware made that promise some years back already. Then customer entry point, already said, it's not working, having an entry point here and going to the other cloud. With a direct link, you still need to have direct links to all of these clouds. And another big topic at the moment is big data analytics. It's not big data itself, so everybody can set up a Hadoop cluster and store large amounts of data in it. The key fact is, or the key challenge is, to analyze this data so that you can make something useful and beautiful out of that whole bunch of data. All right, so maybe some vision for the day after, which might happen or not. So I'm not a wizard. I don't have a very well working crystal sphere. So whatever is written down there, don't rely on that. We will still have a customer for sure. We will still have many public clouds, maybe some more. I heard Alibaba is very popular nowadays, and IBM Bluemix is building up rapidly. So who knows? Customer will be connected to almost everything. Clouds will be connected with each other. And many devices, we already heard about IoT devices, cars having communication, so that's the perfect match to the speeches that we heard already. Mobile devices, fridges, whatever things are connected to whatever space that we don't have any control of, because the suppliers will run here, they will run there, and wherever they want. So what we need to do is we need to set up a very good analysis on top of all this. And this is something where SAP is already working with a service or product which is called SAP Leonardo that can analyze data lakes which are located in different public clouds, even in different locations. And even the service itself is running in a public cloud and also in SAP-based clouds, and it's connected in between. So that's any-to-any meshing scenario that we will encounter in the next couple of years from our perspective. Blockchain, very interesting topic, already heard today a little bit about it. SAP is adding services which are based on blockchain to store sensitive information with a guaranteed tracking history. So pretty much the same as the transactions in Bitcoin, but more intended for replacing a database that is having a guaranteed traceability of all transactions that have been done. And of course, AI, machine learning, to improve the analytics which is running on top of S/4HANA, of course. So that's our vision for the next couple of years. And as I said, there is already work going on. And I'm happy to get any of your questions after my speech. Thank you.